along the way, you guys actually had a rap group out of like everyone, like your clique, like the modern day hippies.
Yeah.
It was like Ute, Paco, Skizzo, Swavey.
Yeah, that
Is
was
that
the
it?
group.
Yeah, see, I know what I'm doing. I got my numbers.
Originally too, we had a host too, like a hype man.
Not young
GC.
Moody yet.
Moody wasn't there yet.
Yeah, I know he's
my
new.
boy GC. I gotta say shout out GC, RP GC.
R.I.P.
We lost him in 2018, like right before like the group started to get like real serious. You know what I'm saying? We're touring.
Yeah,
getting booked and
because you
stuff.
guys were doing like South by Southwest, right?
Yeah, that was really like what like the first like.
Yeah.
He put big push about the like we're a group. You know what I'm saying? It was South by Southwest because it was like how are we gonna get everybody opportunity?
And were you were like doing all the engineering and producing
And
for the most
DJing,
part,
yeah.
and then DJing as well.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean,
wasn't
everyone
even really rapping at that time. I took a break from rapping for like 5 years.
to really just. I mean,
Just 'cause it
everyone.
was-
Because I feel like if you
I kind of got humbled when
You
I
gotta-
came around. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and you
Honestly,
gotta.
I was
what's it called?
trash.
If you're really good at something too in this industry, sometimes you just gotta focus on that one thing you're really good at. Or in your case, you can engineer and produce and even shoot videos. So it's 3 things, but it's all kind of in that same realm of like behind the scenes work of like I don't know, like even me, like I like being behind the scenes. Besides when I take like little promo videos
of
on the
course,
gram,
yeah.
it's like I like doing the behind the scenes work. I'm not the rapper. I'm not the star.
I do the real dirty work.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
like.
it comes down to.
Yeah, that's a good way
There's
to
the
put it.
artists that get the pretty. They do the, you know what I'm saying? Pretty, get their makeup done and do that kind of work. I'm the one that's doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But no, yeah, MDH was one of the first like groups or group of people, even individually, that I ever heard of in Minnesota. Besides some other people that were like really popping back then around like your guys' like that 2017, 18, 19 time of like Tarzan and Westside Kobe and like the Ziarlo Mo's and Vos and like just a bunch of like whoever basically was popping on Minnesota Cold TV was like free Wi-Fi and like I knew all these names. I didn't know them at all or like anything about them or nothing. I just knew the names off of just like Minnesota Cold TV or like what the OGs what like the OGs are talking about on the whatever. So I know one that you've definitely worked with, I feel like kind of like as your duo, is like Tay. Like you and Tay are definitely like a duo.
He brought me into the Red Sea, and like I said, the first 6 months of me being at the Red Sea was me just working with Tay.
Yeah,
I was just getting out. Like I was still in school, so it was like we worked on like his very first project like within that time. After that, it was just kind of like we're locked in, and then I started to get like good at making beats, like really good at making beats, like. Like probably like 2017. That's when I started to be like, okay, I can make singles like snapping my fingers now, So that's when I think the first single we put out with him on my beat was Gelato. If you heard Tay's song Gelato. Yeah, so
that's an oldie.
Yeah, that was the very first beat, like that was the first single that we put out like that. And pretty much after that, it was like everything we're putting out is going to be a single. It's got to top that. It's got to,
Yeah, no, you've definitely been like, because like Tay Supreme is obviously like one of the more prominent names in the city of Minneapolis when it comes to who's performing, who's doing stuff in the clubs, or like just like a name that's been ringing a bell.
He's got it. He's earned it. I'll say that.
Yeah, and
he didn't put the work in. A lot of people.
Yeah, and like it comes with you guys as a group like doing the tours, doing like extra shows, doing the extra work that a lot of people don't do that gets you that type of recognition.
Yeah, like a lot of people think like they don't, when they see Tay, they don't like it. It's like me and a Tay is like a kind of like a duo at this point. Like you see that, like you don't really see Tay much, unless maybe it's like at the club, which I'm not like a club guy. So it's like.
Yeah, I'm not either. I used to be.
I enjoy going out every once in a while, but I'm not a drinker, so it's not that fun.
I don't like to either. Yeah, because it's like you can smoke in the club, but then everyone around you is
like overly fried.
But then and everyone around you is like just super hyped up, and you're just like chilled out, and it's just weird. And for me, if I smoke and I'm around that many people and lights and loud music, I'm just like everything is peaking. Like it's just like I'm way too fried at that point. I can't even have conversations. I gotta scream. I'm tired. Lungs are tired from smoking. Can't be screaming in the club. But if I don't knock anyone that got business in the club. I like going out just
to kind of like show my face. And
or like celebrate something. Get invited to someone's birthday.
Yeah, shit
or
like that. That's about.
Get like a section for celebrating an accomplishment.
My birthday or something, I might get a table or something.
Yeah. Work out a deal with the club, promote it, shit like that. Do like a album release party. Like there's reasons to do it, but
it's really like it was building that chemistry. I learned young that you really do gotta lock in with an artist as a producer, because there's 2 types of producers. It's producers that chase placements, And there's nothing wrong with that. There's just two types of producers. But they chase the placements that they're making beats. They're sending out to all these emails and just praying that they get a placement. And they hear it and they're like, oh, I produced for so and so, but they don't even know like they didn't get no type of relationship out of it. It's just me. I'm more, and then there's the artists like that they broke some, or the producers that they break an artist. Like you think of Drake and 40, you think of Metro and Future, you think of, I can name, you know what I'm saying, a million duos. Yeet and Benny X, you could think of, I don't know, I could just go crazy on naming that. But they have those producers that broke somebody have longevity. Yeah,
like Pierre and Cardi even.
Exactly.
Pierre made his own career out of it too, which kind of gets you, I guess, like...
Versus the chasing placement ones, they're still chasing placements.
And just trying, they're banking on the next collab rather than like...
Versus like me calling the artist and being like, let's lock in.
Yeah.
Like me and Tay. Like that'd be like me and Tay. Tay goes triple
like if you
platinum,
chase enough placements and one of them catches you and you stick with them along the way, then like I feel like that's
different.
The W. Like that's like a W right there. Like that's what you should.
That's locking in. That's how you're supposed to.
That should be your goal if you're a placement chaser.
If you get a hit song with somebody, why would you not keep working with them?
And I feel like that kind of puts you in like your new position for where you're at now in your career. Like, you kind of solidified yourself being with Tay, and, like we didn't, we talked about it a little bit, but you really have engineered you probably engineered the most people out of anyone in Minnesota at least in the time frame you've been at the Trap City Studios.
Yeah, and probably at least in the last 10 years.
Not to take away from any of the OGs that have been doing it for 20 years, let's say, like the Jay Estates of the world or...
me and Jay actually started at the same time. Jay started engineering the same time as me. Okay. The same time that he got his studio the same year that I came around.
Yeah, and who knows, even like people I don't even know.
People like there's probably a ton of people I don't even know. Like I'm not even
like people I'm just not like I just don't pop in the top of my head that have probably also put in the work too. Not to take away from them, but you've kind of branded yourself. Everyone knows who you are for what you do, and now you're starting to release rap music again. And like at least for someone like me, I wasn't around in 2014 to 2017 of your career. I didn't know you rapped before this. So it's like, to me, all this is fresh, it's new, it's like a new thing. Kind of like how you're saying, like Pierre Bourne branching off from Playboy Cardi. And I don't know if we'll see Benny X dropping music or what his life was like outside of producing or anything like that, but
it's like me and Tay are always going to still be locked in doing what we do. It's just like it was really the pandemic that made me like start rapping again.
Because you could work with less people basically, and you just needed someone to hop on.
I was getting less booked than normal, so it's like I got a lot of free time.
Yeah, someone has to hop on these beats.
And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just bored. And I got like really what took me, I took the main break off of like rapping in that 4 or 5 year span was I needed to experience life. I needed to live more life. I needed to travel. I needed to see more things, to just have things to talk about. You know what I mean? Versus just like me being in school and being broke growing up. And you know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that shit.
And just cap rapping. But now you can actually rap about shit that you've done or that you've experienced. Or you can see, and you can even see the blueprint that's maybe been in front of you of what's worked for some people, what hasn't worked for others.